puppy pose or Anahatasana. So one of the main things with this pose is on whether you'll be able to do it or not, is how much we have an opening up in the shoulders here. So by opening up in the shoulders, it allows the chest to come down to the floor, or the heart, and to ground out on the floor. So for a beginner, you may need a block or even a cushion, and I'll show you that and how you would maybe use that for a beginner. But I would come to puppy pose from downward facing dog. So if I was in downward facing dog in my class, the easy cue would be to bring the knees down to the floor and move the sit bones back. So if I start with the sit bones further back, and then as I start to slide the hands forward and lower, I'm wanting to, this really is what I'm trying to happen. I'm not really trying to come forward like that. As my hands come forward, I want to let the chest come down until it can ground out onto the floor, and then lift the head, lay the chin down and look in a forward direction. So you can see how in this shoulder, how much of an opening up there is in this shoulder. But then if you were there, you could maybe walk your thumbs together and walk your hands a little bit further away. But you can see it creates a really nice big back bend, and of course the opening up in the shoulders. And how I would get out of that would be, I would inhale up and come down, and you would already be almost in position for Sphinx pose. So you can see on that how it's the opening up of the shoulders like this that allows the chest to go down. Of course there's a back bend as well that's happening through there, but really this is where the tightness is going to be, or where the experience of the tightness is going to be, because generally people don't lift their arms up in their daily life. You know, they work on computers and they pick things up and they might move them around, but seldom do we do this so we can feel really tight in the shoulders. So, and if that's the case, you know, maybe if the arms can only come to here, then it's going to be really difficult to get the chest down to the floor to sort of ground that heart energy out. So this is where I would use suggest to use a block, or even a cushion. If you're doing it at home, you could get a cushion off the settee, off the couch, and just lay it down. So I would come into it exactly the same way. I would sort of come back, and then I would have the cushion or the block. You can have this high or low, and there's all sorts of different types of blocks as well. But we'll have it here like this. So as I come forward, my chest would lean onto the block, and you can see now in the shoulders that there isn't as much of a opening up. But what you can do is you can rest here, and then you can still come forward and then remove the block. So by having the block, it means that you can teach the pose no problem in your class, and you can involve everybody in the class. So from the beginner right the way through to the more experienced yogi, we can involve them all in our Asana sequence. So things you're looking for is you want to lean back, so you're moving your sit bones back towards your heels, and that's what gives you the space to move in. So the hands are in front and at the moment shoulder width apart. And I would exhale to here and inhale, slide forward. So as I'm sliding forward, I'm letting the chest come down towards the floor like this. But the only way I can do that is this opening up of the shoulder, and then let the chest ground out, lift the chin, look along the floor. And again, you can walk the hands together and walk forward. And then on an inhale, push into the forearms, come forward, ready for your Sphinx pose. So, there we have it, Anahatasana. So remember, it's this tightness in the shoulders, and once you start to get the shoulders opened up like this, this is what's going to open the shoulders up for when you start to do your handstands and those sort of things. Because again, if you can't get your arms up and alongside your ears like this, you're always going to have this sort of kink in your handstand, and that'll go into the back. So these exercises, the shoulder opening exercises, will, as great as they are for grounding the heart energy out and things like this, they're also a progressive pose to build you up for when you do more advanced poses like handstands, for instance. So there it is, puppy pose. Namaste.